Agents, it's finally time. We've caught up to the recruiter. Now we can find out who they are and what are their motives. Gear up, agents. This isn't going to be easy. The first time the agents were introduced to the recruiter, it was during a mission at the Jefferson Trade Center, where he was there to observe Jack Bonney and assess whether he was appropriate as a new recruit for the Hunter program. Bonney, the Black Tusk, as well as the recruiter, would absolutely destroy Captain Lewis's true sons. But despite Bonney's best efforts, he would eventually be killed by agents who stormed the compound. Watching everything play out, the recruiter would allow himself to be seen, but would disappear shortly after in a cloud of blue smoke. The recruiter wouldn't be heard from again until the rescue of John Yazzie. In this situation, it was just a passing message through a hostile comms that had been intercepted, where the recruiter handed Yazzie over to a Black Tusk operative. The last known sighting was at the end of the Murray Singh rescue. He didn't play any part in the conflict, but he could be seen standing above, watching, as the agents called in the extraction for Murray. The recruiter is working for Calvin McManus. His job is to find suitable replacements for the Hunter program. So why is he watching the agents so closely? Following the VIKRAM MALIK rescue, Johnson informs the agents that Vic's sister, Birdie, is being held by the recruiter at Camp White Oak, and he urges the agents to go in with support.
Agent, the recruiter is holding Birdie at Camp White Oak. After the attack on the White House, I don't want you going in there without support. Wally, we're gonna need the server.
It's not stable. There's been some interference. The range is limited.
Limited is better than leaving our agents without their tech.
You're right. You're right. Agent, I'll have Wally give John the server. He can get you a ride to Camp White Oak.
Agent, glad you can make it. When you land, leave the server and start a sweep. I'll get the server from Fernanda and cover you.
Agent Johnson, how did you get to White Oak so fast?
What are you talking about? I've been waiting for you. Who did you think located Birdie?
Oh, right. Sorry, guess I'm just getting a little paranoid with everything that's happened recently.
That's fair. Agent, as soon as you land, head for the bridge.
Agents push forward into the compound and were quickly greeted by automated defenses. Moving deeper into Camp White Oak, it was clear that the Black Tusk had taken the threat seriously. Their troops were defending large sections of the facility with seemingly no shortage of resource to be thrown into the fight.
Agent, something's wrong with the network. I activated the mobile shade server. Stay close. I don't know how much range this thing has.
System reactivated. Unable to access system. Re-establish proximity. System offline.
Agent, there's some kind of interference. Our comms still work, but we're losing access to the shade tech. What the hell are you doing?
What's happening?
Your agent isn't following orders, and is gonna get us all killed.
What orders?
My orders. Agent, head to the bunker.
System restored.
This was a surprising and somewhat out-of-character message from Agent Johnson, but perhaps it's the stress of the situation, so many in the agents say nothing in response, and continue with the job at hand.
Hey, can y'all stop shooting? I'm trying to work here.
We need to get you to safety.
Oh, shit. This isn't a drill? Tell them to back the fuck off and stop shooting.
Birdie, who are you talking to?
Manny? What the hell is going on?
We're here to rescue you.
Rescue me? What the fuck are you talking about?
Black Tusk have you. Again.
No, they don't. Nat said we're working together now. Your agents brought me here.
What? Birdie, who brought you to Camp White Oak?
Your agent. You know, the one that looks like a fucking park ranger. Hey, Nat. How about you let me go with my brother and we call it even?
Even?
Yeah. I fixed your power supply issues and haven't killed anyone yet. So, how about you let me go, we leave with the server, and call it even?
The agents continue to fight through the hordes of Black Tusk and would eventually find themselves closing in on the lodge.
Agent Johnson. Come in, Agent Johnson. The team on site has lost access to their tech. God damn it. Johnson, where are you?
So, I guess Johnson is an asshole. Thanks for the rescue, Agent.
Agent, clear Camp White Oak for extraction.
Where's the server?
Johnson has it.
Oh, that makes sense.
What does he want with the server, Birdie?
Nat is trying to build... I'll tell you later, this channel's not secure.
They've infiltrated our comms?
Your comms are their comms. Keep up, Manny.
Hey, so, Johnson, or, should I call you Mr. Recruiter?
What are you up to, Birdie?
Oh, nothing. Just hijacking your mortars for the opposition force. Figured with all of Cal's toys, it wasn't really a fair fight. Hey, Agent, get to the helipad before this asshole gets away with the server.
Do you have it? Yes, Nat. I have the server. But Birdie blew my cover. Facing heavy opposition. Time to suit up, Mr. Recruiter.
We are so fucked.
Hey, Vic. How did you get on this channel?
I told you, their comms are their comms. No one ever listens.
Vic, get off the comms. Go get a taco or something.
It was at this moment when the agents would learn that it was one of their own who was at the helm of the program that was responsible for the elimination of so many of their colleagues. But there was no time to dwell on this now. They needed to keep pushing forward before the recruiter, Agent Johnson, was able to get away with the mobile SHD server. The agents find themselves once again locked down by a seemingly unlimited number of hostiles defending the lodge. But through patience and stubbornness to admit that this was the wrong build to be bringing to this fight, they would slowly pull the defense apart and move towards the final target.
Nat, send the healer for extraction. Copy that.
Agent, this is it. Hit them with everything you've got.
System curtailed. Weak points detected.
Agent, you know you're on the wrong side of this war, right? We serve at the pleasure of the President. We work for Homeland. We work for Cal. It doesn't matter if Isaac thinks you're on mission. The minute you allied with Kelso, you went rogue. You think I'm evil because I'm a hunter? We're the only ones still on mission. If an agent steps out of line, we're here to clean up the mess.
System back online. System malfunctioning. System restored.
After a few practice runs,
The President.
You can't beat him.
Pleasure of the President.
the agents knew exactly what to do and would rush in to put a stop to Johnson before he was able to get away with the mobile SHD server.
You can't beat him with shade tech.
Agents, you should listen to Birdie.
I can help you, but I need to take down the network.
You can't do that, Birdie.
Can't or won't? I definitely can. I just need to upload the countermeasure. Then none of you will have your little toys.
Again, through complete stubbornness and a willingness to see this through, agents would eventually figure out the massively overpowered recruiter attack pattern, and alongside Birdie's stripping of the network, they would slowly break down his armor. But over and over again, he would come back, breaking any obstacle Birdie would put in place. However, she had a backup plan.
Agent, you can't beat him with your tech. I have a workaround. Give me a minute.
Birdie, what are you doing?
Don't worry about it, Mr. Recruiter.
Birdie, you know me.
Huh. I know you're full of shit and will do anything for the mission.
Damn it, Birdie. You know what we're up against.
I do. Agent, get clear.
Birdie!
System malfunctioning.
Loser!
System restored.
Oh, you're making a mistake! Clever girl. Oh, fuck.
Cal will be disappointed. Johnson was a special project of his. Too bad. He was a true patriot. Well, I suppose I should congratulate you. You took out Cal's favorite hunter and recovered your precious mobile shade server. Well done, Agent.
Is this all just a game to you?
Of course not. But I know when to cut my losses, regroup, learn from my mistakes, and come back stronger. Can you say the same, Manny?
This isn't over.
Of course not. Oh, send my best to Murray. She really is quite the spitfire. I can see why you fell for her. She is gonna be an excellent mother.
You two finished yet? I want to go home.
Torres, you're clear for extraction.
What did Nat want with the server?
Who?
Natalia Sokolova.
Who's that?
She's... Can you please stop messing with me?
Nope. You're too easy. You know, if you would have come for me first, I could have told you what she wanted with the server.
What the hell are you talking about?
Nat, I know what she wants with the servers.
Seriously?
Yeah. She wants them for her tech.
Could the Black Tusk really modify the server for their tech?
With the right code, anything is possible. You just have to find the right code, or the right coder.
Birdie, did you give her the right code?
Fuck no. That is not my area. You need a programmer, a hacker, someone who speaks those languages. You need a Wally or a Claire or a Myra, and a server. She would need a working server.
While we were there to rescue Birdie, she wasn't really being held captive. Birdie knows what Nat wants with the servers, to be able to use it for the Black Tusk tech. Fortunately, coding this to work for Nat isn't something that Birdie is able to do, because if she could've, she would've. It could be easy to assume that Birdie is an arsehole or not to be trusted like her brother Vic, but there is more to this story. Birdie is obviously a driven individual, and as we heard in the Vic rescue, she is the brains of their operation. The thing that drives her is challenge, and this is something that Natalia was able to provide.
Birdie, you seem restless. Maybe a little bored? I am bored. Anything I can do to help combat the boredom? A challenge? Maintaining the bunkers isn't challenging enough for you? It's not a challenge, Nat. It's a job. Jobs are boring. No matter how cool they are, once you learn how to do everything, it starts to get a little boring. What kind of challenge are you looking for? Don't worry, nothing illegal. Well, no more illegal than you and the Cabal boys are used to. How may I challenge you, Birdie? You remember that sim Claire was working on? I do. It sounded like fun. With a couple of mods, it could be a real challenge. What kind of mods? Evolve the area of effect. Give the dummies live rounds and see what happens. I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, I've got schematics I'd like your opinion on. How many people is this supposed to support? As many as possible.
So I guess the question is, why is she helping Natalia? Birdie's thirst for challenge and the drive for the opportunity to fix problems in her areas of personal interest is what motivates her. The bigger stuff happening in the background, it holds no significance to her. On top of this, Natalia knows this and is manipulating her more gullible side.
Sup, bro? Birdie, you okay? You look okay. They didn't hurt you? Why would they hurt me? Because you were there. What the hell, Birdie? Nat had you captive for 6 months. Manny sends his civilian army to rescue you, because who the fuck knows where Kelso is, and all you have to say is, sup, bro? I'm fine. Your guys got me out of there. Mari made me a fish taco and this place seems pretty chill, so... Yeah. Sup, bro? I love you. I love you too. I missed you bunches. What have you been up to? Oh, you know... Left to die, taken in by my mortal enemies. Left to die, taken in by not-so-mortal enemies who also hate my mortal enemies. Dude, so Nat wasn't into you. You gotta let it go, man. That's not... She kidnapped you and made me into her battery bitch? Yeah, about that. Why didn't you just set up solar relays on the hovercrafts? 'Cause I didn't really want to help them. Oh, right. I probably shouldn't have converted their engines to electric then. My bad. You're really okay? Yeah, why wouldn't I be? Nat had me on all kinds of top-secret projects, never boring. You know what they say, a bored birdie is a dangerous birdie. Secret projects? Oh, yeah. You ever seen an underground city set up to wait out a nuclear winter? Can't say I have. Me neither. But the blueprints look promising.
On the other side of Natalia's manipulation of Birdie, we've now ended up with someone who has more information around what Natalia has been up to than ever before, including plans to create an underground city built to outlast a nuclear winter. Perhaps they were planning to use the nuclear football way back when Alice was alive. This was going to be their way of ensuring only those in favour with the new overlords would survive. Still, this seems a little bit over the top, so maybe this was just a backup plan. Or we're still to hear more about this.
That should do it.
You're done.
Yeah. We set up solar panels and wind turbines, hooked them up to your relay, built a series of batteries to store the extra power in case of inclement weather, built a substation to redirect on days with too good conditions so we don't overload the system, and have 3 backup generators just in case. 1 diesel, retrofitted to use the dirty cooking oil from Mari's taco shop, 1 hydro on rainy days hooked up to the roof's drain pipes, and 1 people-powered, that is just a stationary bike, but that's really only good for making smoothies.
You want a smoothie? No, I'm good.
Margarita?
Oh, yes, please. You've actually been to their headquarters?
Oh, yeah, dozens of times. Shit kept breaking. Needed someone to get the AC back up and running. They really should have built them all below ground, above the water table. The pumps to keep the water out have a tendency to overheat the bunkers.
How do you access the bunkers?
Biometric lock.
Do you have clearance?
Me? No. I wish. Always had to have one of those BTSU brats accompany me.
BTSU brats?
You know, one of Nat's inner circle. Dolores, Jack, Galveston, Barden.
Barden? Do you mean Barden Schaefer?
Yeah, I think so. Been a while since I've seen him, come to think of it. Past couple months it's just been Jack. Huh.
How did they get you into the bunker? Was it like a hand scanner or something?
Hand, retinal, biorhythm, and voice confirmation. All 4 at the same time. Not that sophisticated really, but hard to fake if it's not the person. Especially the biorhythm. A couple of times Jack got us locked out for an hour until the system reset because he was too excited about something and his heart was beating too fast.
So the person is the key.
Yeah, you could say that, but I don't think anyone would say it like that. Except you, Manny. You're like the most dad joke, non-dad person I've ever met.
Thank you, Birdie.
Dude, that's not a compliment.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. Manipulation of Birdie certainly gained Natalia a very helpful and useful individual, but it also exposed large areas of her organization to someone who didn't technically work for her. We can see where this is playing out. Just this information on its own shows how valuable Barden Schaefer will be if he ever wakes up. I'll admit, the recruiter being Agent Johnson was just a little bit of a disappointment to me to start with. Mostly because I had picked him as being the most likely candidate since the very first target this season, and it only got more obvious as the rest of the season played out. Perhaps I was hoping for a bit of a curveball to be thrown out there. But in saying that, for him to be the most obvious choice means that the story is playing out in the way that it was meant to, in contrast to some of the other wacky theories I've come up with in other story arcs, due to perhaps unintended outcomes of certain interactions. However, there has been some extra intel that has been included in this season that actually shows us the events that led up to Johnson being recruited into the position of the recruiter. The comms I'm about to play lead on from the events that played out in the Extremis MALIK comics. You certainly don't need to have read these to understand what's happening here, but if you wanted the full background to the story, I'll have a link to my coverage of these in the description.
Sir, we're approaching the coordinates. Should be in DC by nightfall. Agents Dunn and Ward seem pretty shaken up by the death of Mantis. Frankly, sir, I don't understand what happened back there. I don't know who took the shot or who would have killed her to keep her quiet. Cindy, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure, Agent Johnson. How can I help?
I wanted to talk to you about Agent Kelso's behavior back there.
Right. It was awesome.
It was reckless. She made a bomb out of moonshine.
Ha! An awesome bomb made out of moonshine.
She could have demolished the building.
But she didn't. And we got Odessa's daughter back. And we took out St. Alex. Win, and win.
How well do you really know Agent Kelso?
As well as anyone can know a coworker.
That's what she is to you? A coworker?
Yeah, what else would she be?
An agent of the division.
Of course. She's an agent. But she's also just a person.
And people make mistakes.
And agents go rogue all the time. So what? People can change.
That's what worries me.
You sure you're cut out for this?
I don't know if anyone is.
Well, I guess it's good to see that Cindy has always been crazy. But listen to what Johnson keeps saying about Kelso.
Agent Johnson. Secretary. Please, call me Cal. What can I do for you, Cal? I heard about Mantis and your little tiff with a drone operator about Agent Kelso. I wouldn't call it a tiff, sir. I wanted to commend you for speaking the truth. Yes, we recruited you and trained you, but we never really prepared for a situation like this. How could we even begin to predict something like this would ever happen? We were never supposed to be activated. You were a fail-safe, on a fail-safe, on an insurance policy, on a catastrophe that was never supposed to happen. And as this was never supposed to happen, some people, some bad actors, were allowed in the henhouse, so to speak. People like Agent Kelso? People like Agent Keener in New York. What is this about, sir? Cal, please. I need your help, Agent Johnson. Your president, your country, needs your help. You wanted to talk to me? Just wanted to check in and see how you're holding up. I'm okay. Keeping busy so I don't lose myself. Sometimes, it's easier to stay focused on the task at hand so we can complete the mission. We need surgeons. The steady hand who can get the job done. I don't know how many people still fit that description, Cal. Oh, I can think of one. You're steady, Brian. I think you may be the surgeon I need to finally excise this tumor. Thank you for the vote of confidence. We never should have made her an agent. Agent Kelso? Agent Lau. She was in the right place at the right time. She used her position to press her own agenda. I don't know what she's up to, but she is not interested in the continuity of government. How else do you explain her vendetta against Keener? I can't explain it. But I want to help contain the damage they could all do. If you really want to help, Brian, if you're ready to take back control, I've got a new assignment for you. But I need you to promise me you'll keep an open mind and not believe everything you've heard about Natalia Sokolova.
Like we heard in the final mission there, Agent Johnson is all about getting the mission done. Cal is talking about every other agent that has betrayed the division, but Johnson really wants to believe Kelso was responsible for doing something wrong. Shit, he sounds like me 2 years ago, except without all the videos. Brian is an absolute Boy Scout, and Cal used this unwavering attitude and loyalty to drive him into doing whatever was asked of him. So he made the perfect head of a unit that would be used to control the actions of certain SHD agents who may have strayed from their mission. Let's just replay the message from Brian Johnson at the beginning of his fight scene.
Nat, send the helo for extraction.
Copy that.
Agent, this is it. Hit them with everything you've got.
System curtailed. Weak points detected.
Agent, you know you're on the wrong side of this war, right? We serve at the pleasure of the President. We work for Homeland. We work for Cal. It doesn't matter if Isaac thinks you're on mission. The minute you allied with Kelso, you went rogue. You think I'm evil because I'm a hunter? We're the only ones still on mission. If an agent steps out of line, we're here to clean up the mess.
This single interaction has confirmed so many different things that we've been talking about over the months and even years. The hunters are agents. Their job is to remove agents who have gone off mission. Agent Johnson wasn't necessarily bad. he was just following his interpretation of the mission in a different way to us. I touched on this a few times through the manhunt. Being rogue doesn't necessarily mean the same thing as it used to. Regardless of how he got there, Cal could be the next in line, and even if he wasn't, he's the most senior member of leadership that we are aware of that is still alive. On the other side, we know how he got there and what he's been doing with Natalia and the Black Tusk, but technically we're not reporting to anyone. We're the rebels in this situation. So where do I think everything is going from here? Well, we know that Season 3 is going to be back in New York, and given how often her name has been brought up through this mission and season, Kelso is likely to play a prominent role. There have been a ton of accusations being thrown at her, accusations that people like myself have been dishing out for years. But if I was a betting man, I would say that the only thing she'll be proven guilty of in the upcoming season is that she is young and a little bit chaotic. I think we found out more about what Natalia has been up to in that one mission than the last couple of years combined. Birdie, having worked with her so closely for so long, there should be a lot of new intel about the Black Tusk coming out. I will admit that last mission was pretty rough until I figured out what needed to be done. Also, my stubbornness with sticking to heroic difficulty certainly didn't help. Once completed, it was actually much easier the next few times. I hate timers on missions, but the 10 minutes we were given seemed more than enough. Of all the times I died, not once was it because of the timer. After the final scene, where Natalia is talking over the speakers, did anyone run out to check the Black Tusk-controlled propaganda broadcasts in the open world? They're pretty cool. Natalia talks about characters from the novels, her brother Felix, President Ellis, General Anderson, McManus, her youth, how the Black Tusk are here to help society rebuild, and a whole bunch more that I haven't heard yet. I definitely recommend having a listen. Anyway, I think this video has probably gone on long enough. I'm probably going to break some of these comms down a little further and discuss where I think the story is headed, but I'll leave that for another video. But before I go, how do you now feel about that Agent Brian Johnson figurine that you have sitting on your shelf? Thank you very much for watching, and Extremis Malus, Extrema Remedia.